danger, Will Robinson. Please keep away. Yeah, I feel like I'm in a lot of danger here. Anyway, so I'm 16 years old, right? Working at the old original Irwindale Raceway. Not Irwindale Speedway, which is what comes up most of the time that you search for Irwindale Raceway. The original Irwindale Raceway that was actually torn down in 1977 and replaced with a Miller Brewery because it made less noise and paid more taxes. So my opinion, anyway. So anyway, I'm working there for Glenn Baumgartner. I sell souvenirs, and sometimes, you know, when things are really slow, like Wednesday nights, grudge racing on the drag strip, instead of working the booth, I would have my mom drive me over to Irwindale Raceway so that I could haul my 1974 Yamaha 100 MX and in the back of the truck and drag race. Yeah, 1974 Yamaha 100 MX, right? This is not what you normally think of as a drag racing vehicle, but that's what I did with it, and I very much enjoyed it. Wednesday nights, it's called grudge racing. Sometimes you go on bracket nights, Saturday night, which was a little bit busier, but brackets, you actually on a motorcycle, you would put a time on your with white shoe polish on the back of your jacket. If you had a white leather jacket, you would use black shoe polish. But anyway, you put this number, I can't remember what my numbers were, somewhere in the 15s. This was back when drag racing was done on a quarter mile instead of the little short ones I have now, which is, I think, 1,000 feet, which they shortened it because the people were just getting going too fast in the 1,320 feet. But anyway, I'm out there. It was Wednesday night, I believe it was, because that's when people would come out there to try out things. You weren't really racing. There was no class. There was no what do you call it? Trophies or winner. I mean, you know, each drag race somebody got to the end first, and you could consider that to be a winner, but it didn't really matter. Okay, so if people were testing out a new idea, a new tuning setup, a new motorcycle, maybe, they would come out on Wednesday night and drag race, and it cost like $5 to get to drag race on the you know, fully professional drag strip. And so I'm out there on a Wednesday night, and with my what I did was I took my 74 Yamaha 100 MX and I put I was in metal shop class in high school. I made a set of low handlebars, like road racing style handlebars. I made a set of struts to replace the rear shocks, making it a solid rear end and lowering it considerably. I mean, just barely short of the rear tire dragging on the inside of the fender. And I put in, I had new forks. I had destroyed the forks on the original forks on the bike, so I bought new forks and aftermarket Ceriani Italian forks. It cost a lot of money for a kid those days, but I take the springs out of the old original forks that were a lot shorter, and I put them into Ceriani's, which lowered the front end considerably. Then I put the biggest countershaft sprocket I could buy. I think it was a 17 tooth or something like that, and a smaller rear sprocket on it for better top speed. And I'm drag racing, right? Yeah, I'm going like 75, 80 miles an hour at the end of the quarter mile, as compared to, 300 by a dragster or something like that. But anyway, I'm out there having fun. And there'll usually be about 50 people in the grandstands. In other words, the grandstands are empty. The only people there are watching somebody else. And so, just to wow the crowds, I would pull up on my little Yamaha 100 MX, and I would push start it, which consisted of putting it in gear with the motor off, pull a clutch in, bump it forwards, not even really pushing it, just bump it forwards as I'm letting the clutch out, and it would fire up. Little two-stroke, ring, ding, 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 ring, ding, 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 right? The motor and everything at that point was stock, and it's not a fast motorcycle, 100 cc's. And then I would pull my front wheel up to the guardrail and do a burnout. Yeah, like I needed to really warm up that tire to make sure I had enough traction to go as fast as possible, right? You didn't get a lot of wheel spin on asphalt, especially asphalt covered with hot rubber by all the other racers, on a Yamaha 100 MX. But it was all for show, and I was having fun. The crowd would stand up and cheer, and so I do my thing, and I'm getting ready to pull up to the lights, and there's the starter there, the guy with the button to actuate the Christmas tree, and I hear this noise from behind me. I had no idea what that noise was. I'd never heard it before. It's just this crazy, insane noise. And I turn around and look back, and there was Russ Collins. Yes. Russ Collins, affectionately known as the gunfighter, because he was really good at giving you the stare down, psyching you out. A professional drag racer, right? And they called him the gunfighter because of that stare. He would look sideways at you, and it was, to a 17-year-old kid, it was quite terrifying. And so this thing's got 3 fuel injected Honda 750 engines in it. Yeah, there was a little bit of a disparity between my speed and his speed. Plus, I knew that he had control problems with it. It kind of went where it wanted to. Which, you've got your guardrails on both sides, so, he's not going outside of the drag strip unless he clears the guardrail somehow. But yeah, there was some control issues with the thing, because it was the fastest motorcycle in drag racing at the time. There was no question. And so I look at the starter and I'm like, hey, come here. I got my face shield open. Come here. He comes over. I'm like, it's going to take him a minute to get ready to go. Just go ahead and let me go. and I'm out of here, right? And I won't be in his way. He says, no, no, no. Like I say, I knew this guy. We were friends, working at Irwindale. And he goes, no, no, check this out. You are going to have a story to tell to your grandkids. Well, I don't have any grandkids, so I'm telling you. All right? So I'm like, no, 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 no. I don't want to be on the track with this guy. He goes, don't worry. I'll give you the maximum head start that the Christmas tree will allow. 10 seconds. I sure don't want to be out there in front of him. He goes, no, no, you're going to tell your grandkids about this someday. Well, what the hell? All right, if I'm going to get ran over by this freight train of a motorcycle, so be it. So here comes Russ Collins. After firing up all 3 of his engines and doing a burnout, he pulls up to the line. He was in the left lane, I was in the right lane. And he looks over at me and gives me the stare. I look back at him, and I'm sure he could see the intense fear in my eyes. Starter closes my face shield for me, and I stage. Russ Collins stages, gives me the stare again. The lights go down on my side. And I take off. And my bike, standard procedure was, I would wheelie in the first 3 gears. A little 2-stroke motor doing everything it can. So I'm like, just settle down. Front end pops up a little bit in 4th gear, but not that much. And I lay down and tuck in. In 10 seconds, I'm already at top speed. I'm going like 80, just as fast as I can go. And I got my standard procedure was I would lay my face down on the gas tank to get down out of the wind, right? And then I could see the guardrail on my right and the center line on my left out of the face shield. But straight forwards, you know what's out there. It's a drag strip. And I'm like, and I hear this. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna die. 10 seconds into my little screaming down the racetrack, I hear that thing coming. Oh my God. And the Doppler effect, you know, as it's getting closer, it's going faster, and then it sounds like it's going even faster. And I'm just shaking, absolutely shaking. And in the lights, I'm going 80. He's going 150 or so. Whoa! And I sit up, hit the kill switch, and coasting down to the first turnout at the end of the drag strip. He's doing everything he can to get stopped by the end of it. Oh my God, I survived. I'm not dead. The gunfighter didn't kill me. Not with his stare, not with his motorcycle. I'm alive. I was so happy. And then I talked to the starting guy later on. I'm so glad you talked me into that, because that is a story to tell. And now you know the rest of the story. If you're still here, still listening, thank you. I really appreciate all of you. Give it the thumbs up, subscribe, share, you know, all of that stuff. And yeah, help keep me out here having fun. And you know, maybe you guys should, you can do it with your cell phone. You start your own YouTube channel. you can have fun. It's a thought. I'll subscribe to you. Have a good day. Enjoy yourself, because that's what it's all about.